shaping ahead of the weekend? Obviously, the Scott Selwood loss is a big one.
Yeah, look, we're just like any other team. Every team at the moment's got a bit of adversity, whether it's suspensions or availability. So we can't worry about that. We're just excited to see where we're at this week against a quality opposition who's playing really good football.
You weren't on Friday night. You weren't overly concerned about Scott's ankle because it was a different thing to what affected last year. Is there more concern?
Yeah, I was just not telling you at the time. Oh, look, it's been unfortunate. He hurt his ankle round 3 last year, so I haven't seen the best of him since I've been at the club, really. So he carried it for a long period of time last year. We got it fixed over the break, and now something else has resurfaced. So we'll wait and see how he pulls up the next few weeks, but we'd like to think we'll get him back in the next 4 to 5 weeks.
You also said after the game, when asked about Fremantle's midfielders, there was a few to choose from as far as tags went. I think they had 135 possessions and kicked 8 goals between them.
That's good to know, isn't it?
On the weekend, have you got more to choose from now? Or like everyone against the team?
Oh, there's always that balance that you got to have in the game where you try and shut down every player and you lose your own focus. So we'll go through that match committee this afternoon and work on some strategies to try and nullify some of their mids, but we've got to win the ball ourselves as well.
What have you noticed from Freo this year, or out of the 2 rounds, that have made them one of the informed teams this year?
Oh, look, the fact they've done it, they've beaten 2 top 4 sides is obviously impressive, but look, you have to ask Ross about what he's done differently. But their good players are playing well, and their leaders stand up when it counts. So I wouldn't have thought there's any massive changes to what they've been doing. It's the quality's there and they're delivering.
I guess Freo won the last 5, but from West Coast point of view, you seem to be getting closer, trimming the margin back. Do you feel you're right there and can match them on the day, given the...
Oh, look, we'll go in with a positive mindset, with real appetite for competitive hit out. But I'm not really looking at the past 5 games or where the 2 teams sit. As we all know, these games are. It doesn't matter where you are on the ladder or what form you're in. It brings out some special games. So we'll see how we go on the weekend.
Ten Diamonds will be such a good runner on the open spaces here at Domain. Obviously, wants to come into that 22. Is he contesting it all with Crozier for Valentine's spot there?
Yeah, there's a few. Yeah, clearly Crozier and Tendai we took away with us and travelled, and you're correct there. Tendai's the best runner at our club, and he's so versatile. He can play everywhere, and he plays quite tall. So, but Hayden's electric and highly skilled and a great mark, and has played quite well against the Eagles a couple of times. And then we've got a couple of performances outside of that. Connor Blakely and Max Duffy have been really impressive down there, and young Brady Gray, who's been competing quite fiercely. So we'll have a good look at it. I sort of just finishing off the review. We didn't see our players Monday or Tuesday. We typically give our players 2 days off in a row, and our coaches. So we all just got together yesterday. We'll continue on some reviewing today, and then move on. Haven't really got to the Eagles yet. The coaches are getting to them in the background, and we won't talk about the Eagles until tomorrow, and then we'll have our last training session and some meetings to go. So yeah, there's plenty of time to prepare. We're just going through our normal processes.
Ross, a few critics and experts have noted that your ball movement's been a bit quicker over the opening 2 rounds. Has that been a directive from you, I guess, last year or the years before? You've been a bit more precise with your ball movement?
Yeah, sometimes. Everyone makes different judgments. Sometimes the way I see it and other people see it different. But yeah, it'd be fair to say we are playing quicker. There's no doubt about that. We've had lots of entries the first 2 weeks. I think 58 against Port and 55 puts us in the top 4. Sometimes it's simple maths. More entries, more opportunities. So, it has been a focus, and it's quite evident in our footy, and we aim to continue that. But I suppose what I've picked up in all the commentary, everyone's speaking about our mids and West Coast forwards. They've clearly got some talent forwards, but I think what gets lost a little bit is the West Coast midfield. And we understand Selwood's not there, but even from a few years ago, if you look at it, they're all there. It's Pritis' Brownlow medalist, Nick Nat's a star of the comp, and then Wellingham's a premiership player, brought over specific. He's up and going now, and you've got Maston, Gaff's a star into his 4th, 5th year. So, and they're running Hearn and Shepherds through there, and you got Cripps was a first-round draft pick. So, I don't see the West Coast Eagles midfield diluted at all, bar Selwood, and so that's where it's going to be won and lost. So, I know there's a lot of talk about our guys, and we're a very good midfield, but there's no doubt they've been diluted down back. But we understand it's a significant challenge in the midfield. It's quite mature in there. They might have one young guy, but the rest of them have been around for 5 or 6 years, and we're 4, 5, 6 years, which puts them in the elite category. There was a reason that they were a premiership favourite a few years ago, and I know they've been diluted down the back half, but basically that midfield's there. So for our midfield, we understand we've got a significant challenge.
What's the plan for Nat Fyfe? Is he brilliant form?
We haven't gone through that yet. Sometimes players strike some form that's hard to stop. He's a player that can handle run withs as well as playing head-to-head on good players. So we've identified some areas that he's elite at, which I'm sure all you guys have seen as well. But he's running with some pretty good company, and I would have thought the ruck duel is going to be an important one as well.
When he goes forward, though, it can sometimes hurt the tagger, his contested marking. But Matt Rose is not too shabby in that area. Is that probably the likely matchup here?
Oh, look, we haven't gone through that yet. Matt Rose has done it for 3/4 of his career, albeit against the Brownlow medalist last week with Chris Judd. But we need to look at what best matchup is for all of their midfield. And there has got to be a little bit of their best versus our best and see how you go, because you can't spend every minute planning and plotting on what the opposition are doing. You've got to do your own thing as well. So we'll find that balance, and obviously he's a good player and he's in rare form, but he's not on his own.
Adam, you mentioned the ruck before. Nick Nat and Sandland's completely sort of different players, both rucks but in different styles. How much do you tell Nick to just play to his strengths, or how much of he's negating what Aaron can do as well, what Ross Lyon can do as well?
I think it's a really good battle. It's two different types of ruckmen, two A-graders who on their day can win a game off their own boot, not necessarily through possessions, but through the way they go about it and the delivery they can give their mids. So we can see that as a significant battle. I reckon Sandlands has won his fair share, and Nick, has won his fair share as well. So we've also got Scott Lysett there, and obviously we'll see what happens with the second ruck for Fremantle, but that's going to be a really interesting battle.
Aaron and Nick, very different styles, obviously both very good ruckmen. How much of it is about negating the other player, and how much is it playing to your strengths?
Well, you're trying to maximise yours and minimise theirs, quite simply. And Simon Eastor's our ruck coach, so he used to be at the Eagles for a while, so he'll have a deep understanding of what Nick likes and doesn't like, and so they'll work together and just try and sort of negate, but still try and bring their strengths to the table. So the best laid plans of mice and men don't always work, so they'll have to adjust on the run. And but look, they're both significant players in their own right, and that battle's going to be a crucial battle.
Is Luke McFarlane the likely one to go to Josh?
Yeah, you'd think so. But we mix and match. I mean, we had a really tall front half against us last week. I mean, Hawkins and Clark are handy players, and throwing Stanley, so we're comfortable if we put the heat on up the field that we'll handle that, and it's certainly given the opposition some more than they used to, worrying about our bounce out with Everton and Johnson. I mean, they normally play running players, so it's a bit like the Eagles, same principle, So yeah, Luke's the likely one, but we'll mix and match depending on ground position and what they're trying to do.
Adam, is there an upside to losing the tall backs? Are you in a position to get a little bit more run and rebound out of defence and perhaps not be as reliant on Shannon Hearn for that?
Oh, look, it's a good question. Yeah, we are a bit smaller than we have been in the past down back. Obviously losing Brown as well, he's 195 centimetres. So, we lose some talls, opportunity for some others, and yeah, we're looking at it in a different way, and we can see it as a positive as well. So it's something we've got to develop. We've lost those players for the year, so there's some strength in what we've got in our back half at the moment.